Hey, Benny. Hey,
Fucking
bud.
wrong. Let's go.
Oh, it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Raw Talk, where we try to talk about stuff. I've still got to work on a fade out for that thing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But it was raw.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Raw.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
What's up,
man.
everyone?
What's going on, babies?
how y'all doing? Vaping Bachelor.
Mr. Ed Barkley.
Bachelor lost.
We got Ed Barkley
Yeah.
and Peggy Shoemaker's here.
Yeah,
Happy
Miss Peggy. Love you, Miss Peggy.
And Craig apparently is here too.
Yeah, I didn't see a thing for him in the list.
Hey,
Hey,
Rico.
Craig. What's up, Rico?
Going on, Rico.
Hey, Paris.
We might have one for you later, Rico.
So, how you doing tonight, JT?
I'm doing pretty good. Made it through all the bills. They put everywhere you got to go in between a bunch of stores where other people want to go. And they're like always in the way and shit.
I know, if they would just get on board with the, receive the memo. I'm out.
Exactly.
Wait, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't be in my way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
How's life treating you, Vinny?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, can't complain. Nobody listens anyway.
Not wrong, brother.
Either that or they listen and laugh at you.
Yeah,
I get a lot of that.
Shit.
too bad at all. It's been okay. I mean, I'm starting to get stir crazy, I guess, a little bit. I've only been on vacation for a week, and I'm already kind of like,
As long as you don't get the dancing jitters and shit like that. Break it into a Broadway show.
I start. I mean, if you start seeing me like hand puppeting stuff or whatever, then you know it's time to call somebody.
Yeah.
Hide the glitter.
How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing good. Other than people, I agree with JT, everything I need to do involves going by people.
That's why my father and I always say, Jim, people suck.
A lot of people say that, Dylan.
That they do. They suck.
I've never heard anybody else but my father complain that people suck.
Especially suck in Congress.
It's
Yeah.
the biggest problem with people is you can't kill them all at once.
That I have to agree with y'all about that.
Boy, that would save on bullets, though, wouldn't it? Just
Yeah,
line
it
up.
Oh,
10
not
of them.
really. Not really, because you're wasting more ammunition than anything.
No, if you
Imagine
line
that.
them up and shoot through them.
Yeah, imagine the combo points you can get for that.
What bully? Ew.
It's all right, Dylan. We did crank you up to 2.5 points.
Oh, that's fucked up. Hey,
Definitely
Vin,
can't.
Maxwell wants you to wink if you're not being molested by your government.
Can't do that one. That's for
Right.
sure.
How you doing, Dylan?
Can't complain. Got my first bonus from November. I think last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Wasn't bad.
that's good.
Did the knee pads fit this time?
Knee pads and the elbow pads.
Damn.
Gotta stop putting your forehead on the floor, though.
That's what that is. It's rug burn.
Okay, my father stole that comment from me. Whatever he just put.
Have to get some batteries up. So what are you
King
vaping tonight, JT?
Well, it's pretty much the same old, same old. My humble juices. the remnants of Barry Blodo. I'm doing that in the recurve on top of the pumper. And for the side runaway is the same Barry Blodo and the Eglos UL. Yes, yes, yes. And of course, got to remember Extreme Ice running the Lost Vape.
Hey, JT, I have a question about the Eglos. Isn't that a mouth to lung?
No, I'm running at 65 watts right now on it.
Oh, so that is
It's more like a restricted direct lung.
okay.
And I've got the clips with the Bonnie and Clyde and the Caliburn with the Bonnie and Clyde, plus the Pandora with Bonnie and Clyde.
Wow.
And the intake dual with
Bonnie and Clyde.
no, it's got Extreme Ice and Bonnie and Clyde. God.
I knew it had Bonnie and Clyde with it, but I didn't know what else you had it.
What are you vaping on, Denny?
Not a whole lot today. I got the billet box with Mr. Just Right's one Boro bar. I got the blue Raz ice in here.
What's your favorite one so far?
That grape one, man. I'm gonna have to say that grape one in the blue Raz. But that grape one, it's a cranberry grape, and it's just I don't know, man. Those two flavors go really good together.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not overpowering on the coolant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty tasteful. And that's it for right now.
Okay.
I'm a lazy ass anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of lazy asses, what are you doing, Jim?
Oh, let's see. I've got the drop on top of the Lost Vape Paranormal for George.
Babe.
I have my Blaze, but I've got it on top of the Geek Vape. What do we say that was? Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
The NA100C.
Yeah, I kind of like that mod. And then the new jewel is thanks to my brother Bobby, little custom burrow.
Wow, that's pretty.
Stat wood action with the Cthulhu diver bridge in that. What's that brings us to Dylan.
I am vaping on, if I could find my fucking mod, Hell Vape Trishul with the Dead Rabbit R. Still a pain in the ass to build. I got Tony Strawberry Lemonade in that. And the Aspire Filter with the Rusty Chainsaw Coffee flavor by Mr. Stevie Marquez. So I guess that leaves us with our fearless leader, Mr. Raw Chuck Presence. Raw Chuck Presence.
Got the Sigelli Fog with bulk on top. And I've got Profile Unity on top of the Lost Vape Thelema Solo. And that's it. That's all I got.
At least
No,
give us a heads up so we can hit the position.
And 3D. Wasn't me. Bobby's under the weather still.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, back a ways there, Ed was asking where Bobby was, and I said, still not feeling well. I think they thought I meant me.
Hey,
Okay.
Chuck, I still want to see you try to run a mech mod with one of those tanks you got.
Why?
Because I know how much you like fiddling with shit. And a mech mod is a good opportunity for you to fiddle shit without blowing anything up.
Simple. With the Saper on top. It's not a tank, but that's my mech setup for now. So, what I want to start off with is stupid criminals.
Okay.
There we go.
Can't blame me for being a criminal. I may be stupid, but not a criminal.
Take it easy, hippie.
Right?
Brian woman just released from jail, arrested for breaking into car in the jail parking lot.
Ooh.
She didn't even get a block away.
Speaking of this,
You could say she was committed.
needed to be committed. Yeah, no, there's just some things you don't do, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, at 9, let's see. Oh, I didn't say what time she got released, but like right out of, I mean, she got a rain, she went outside and already broke into a car.
Some habits die hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could have been so bad she just wanted that 3 hots and a cot, you know.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say, maybe it was a better alternative than where do I go for Christmas?
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
Speaking of this topic of people going to jail, so that music artist 6ix9ine, his girlfriend ended up in jail.
Mhm.
He was posting it all over social media, her in the hospital, bloody lips or whatever. Apparently, from what I found out, because I follow all this new stuff on Instagram about shit like this, she went to jail for abusing the shit out of him.
Good.
And on top of that, just to bail her out, from what I seen on that he posted on his story on Instagram,
Mhm.
$3,000 to anywhere from $3,000 to $9,000 just to bail her out.
Huh. And I'm sure he will.
Pretty
Sorry,
low.
hon. Doc says you're gonna die.
Oh man. So, what we've been hearing about the last couple of days, Colorado has decided that their 14th Amendment means that they don't have to list Trump on their ballots.
Well, can of worms. Holy God.
And
For one, they're going on their opinion. No real charges were filed, no indictments, no convictions, but they just think. So that's
Yeah.
good enough.
that's why they left it open.
Shit.
They're at the end. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, how many states have already been told by their Supreme Courts that you're going to put him on the ballot?
Yeah.
Still
There's a
open?
reason more states haven't done it.
Oh, they're getting ready to be a bunch. They got it. They're working on it out in California.
Oh, of course that, yeah.
No surprise there.
But hey, you could do the same thing to Joe Biden in the red states, you know?
Well, that's what Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico are threatening.
Yeah,
We'll
and
just put Biden on your ticket.
Ron DeSanctimonious.
Yeah. But you got to hand to that Ramaswamy. He's going totally. You take him off, you take me off.
Exactly. He was right, challenging them other people running to do the same.
Haley, Christie, DeSantis, yeah, they all should do the same. But the GOP, they just said, well, we'll just not have a primary. You'll have to go with caucus. And then the people will be heard anyway. But they just gave the fuck you to 80 million people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, we don't take this lightly. You know, we may not take to the streets and burn down buildings, but we ain't forgetting either.
Yeah, and that's the toughest part. It's a wonder we haven't had somebody do the falling down thing, you know.
I gotta admit, I am proud of the right. I'm not 100% on board with the extreme right, but I am proud that we really haven't popped off. Like they need chaos and violence. We need order and rules. We need structure.
Well, we see them as people with bad ideas, but they see us as bad people with ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's why there's hardly ever any coming together, you know, like, yeah, let's try to amend the Constitution. You're not going to get 2/3 of the United States to agree on anything.
Nope.
Nope.
And that's why it's supposed to be that hard to change shit.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Because if you're going to change it, it better be an idea good enough to get everybody on board.
Yeah. But
it's pretty bad between Colorado, the border, and everything else going on. When El Salvador says, you got no right to lecture us about democracy anymore.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Being preached at by a third world country. I guess it's paybacks for sending Jimmy Carter out to watch their elections.
Payback's a bitch.
That's too funny.
Need some French farmers to do a drive-by, or some
Yeah.
Amish mob.
Amish Mafia.
Just have Mark Fagan do a drive-by.
No, man, the Germans and the French farmers were flinging manure onto the Capitol buildings and the judges' homes and shit.
Wow.
They should.
Exactly. You know, you're going to tax them out of business. They don't like that idea.
No, I just don't get it.
Here, I got a.
I do get it. I get why they do all this. I know it's money. I know it's power. But I don't get it. I don't get why you've got to make things so hard. Why are you stupid enough to say, hey, you know what? Let's make this farmer's life so miserable he can't produce a crop. Let's tell him we got to end farming to solve the world hunger. Don't be stupid. Come on.
They think because they say it, we believe them.
Yep.
That's what nowadays is still so on. Even prior, I don't believe any politician that says what they're gonna do, and when they get in office, they don't do shit.
See, even the little boy knows it.
Because Chuck, it's all evil. It's all lies. And screw you for that little boy comment.
Well, we was hoping you'd at least bring home a C on your report card.
My report card for college and all was always either B's or C's.
Mm. Yeah, I got a 3.2.
What cards? Isn't that kind of judging the kid and making him feel bad if he doesn't get a good grade?
Listen, for either one or two classes, I either got an A minus, an A, and that's it. Let me be.
Jim, you know we bought him that special dress for those times.
Screw you.
Hey, fuck on it.
I got some video for that too. Hang on a second.
Yeah, hippie, wasn't that
Shit.
George Lynch when he was playing with Doc and his lead in the water?
I have no idea.
You're exactly right, Troy. Carter was just an idiot. Biden's evil. This whole Biden regime is evil.
Yeah, because it's the people around him running the shit.
We're just realizing Biden is evil.
No, the whole regime. Everybody that's in that administration right now.
Oh yeah, they're just a bunch of douchebags.
Because you can't be a housekeeper to the mob, knowing what you know, and be innocent. You know, you got the option to walk away. You got the option to say, no, this ain't right.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
To go along with it, no.
I was just about to say, do you really think and believe if they know it's wrong that they're actually gonna say no, this is wrong? They're not gonna say it. They're just gonna sit there out loud, whatever it is that they're doing that just fucking happened.
We were already showed by the people how they act under stress.
Exactly.
But to say I was just doing my job, I was just doing what I was told.
Yeah.
Doesn't cut it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it's just a one rub and tug away.
Yeah, no, it doesn't cut it.
That's what
because if you can do that in the White House, if you can do that in the Capitol, what's to say that the guy behind the deli counter, you know, he drops his meat on the floor, picks it up, brushes it off. Oh, well, they told me to cut corners.
What makes you think the Chinese people who make your food or any other restaurant owner making your food won't spit or shit in your food?
Oh, that's always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat out. Don't let other people touch your food. And if you have to let people touch your food, you be nice to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
And you ever be waiting?
Jack knows he was in food service. I'm sure he sent a few questionable meals.
Jim, that's why I'm comparing that to what the topic that we're currently talking about, because it's all the same shit. You in the White House and in the government are pissing and stressing people off, you piss a worker off, they're just gonna sit there and do exactly what the fuck they've been doing for years. Spit and piss and shit in your food. That's exactly what they're doing. The government's pissing all of us off. And it's like we're pissing off the fucking workers to the point where they gotta do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
We ain't got no workers. They're closing everything down. It's all
Yep.
Chinese.
That's because they're all fucking jack up the prices for everything.
It's gonna be Bosco, the robot dog. Or there was what was those ones they made out there that the homeless people were knocking over and stealing the food from them?
Oh yeah.
Vendors?
Yeah.
Street vendors? Hey, listen. Street vendors, I'm not gonna lie. The street vendors, so occasionally, depending on which one you go to, they have some pretty good food.
Yeah, just don't watch how it's made.
Hey, I saw duck soup, man.
Listen,
I know
love
about
halal
street
food.
vendors.
I love halal food. They let me watch them make the food, and it comes out fantastic every time.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
awful
I
there,
heard about
Dylan?
that bachelor. The guy that pissed on the pork in the grocery store.
Oh God! Now that just makes me not want to eat pork anymore. Thank you, Bachelor.
Wasn't he Muslim or something?
Some shit. I think he was. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he was Muslim.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And if he was Muslim, he probably did just because it was against his fucking religion.
I know they don't joke about it at all.
They don't.
Because I worked at Walmart for 18 years, and I was the safety team leader. So every month we went accident free. We'd have hot dogs and hamburgers out back.
Right.
Well, you had to make sure you got all beef hot dog, and you had to display the packaging of what you were cooking. Well,
Right.
just as new, I put some pork hot dogs up there. I didn't open them. They never touched the grill. But oh my God, it was an international incident. I'm telling you, people were freaking. Oh, now don't joke about pork,
Yeah.
which I have no problem with because it's more for me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I like
back-
me a pork chop and bacon and
Speaking of pork, you know what I come to find I enjoy eating now?
What?
Pork.
Ham? We already discussed it the last time.
Nope, scrapple.
apple. Yeah,
Apple.
if you don't think about it, it's like potted meat. Just don't think about it.
Yeah, like I never did forever because I used to butcher when I was younger. I knew what went in that.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, I'm never ever eating that shit in my life. Like I'll never touch it. Well, as
Well,
long as it's thin,
Now,
it's
see,
thin.
I'm the opposite, Vinny. When I was a kid, I wouldn't eat this shit until I started in on the butchering. Once I saw what went in it, I liked it. Yeah, I was the exact opposite of you.
Yeah, because we had a guy come by, color guy. He would always get the jaws and the nose and the ears and the feet and hog head cheese and freaking pudding, like nastiest thing ever. And I was like, "Yep, never eat none of this stuff." Well, I like scrap. I like it with syrup, like definitely with syrup because if it's got syrup, it kind of like a buckwheat pancake consistency.
Yeah.
I can get past it. I can get on it now. So now I'm not so weird after all, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck, you might want to read the comment you were mentioning.
uh-oh. What? Nobody mentioned anything about
the damn sex tuple made. The fuck is a sex tuple?
6 people in a relationship.
You'll have to take off one shoe and use one finger to count. That'll be 6.
I don't have any fucking shoes on. I just have socks.
Easy to count. The wiggle.
My fucking head hurts.
Well, yeah.
And I don't love G.
Tell them not so hard next time.
Hey, Puff Donnie.
Actually, I just blew through that blue
Oh,
raz.
the damn sex tape.
Oh, the one in the Capitol building?
Good. I didn't hear about that.
Me neither.
I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, they got caught filming a gay sex at that.
Oh wow.
Live stream,
I
wasn't it?
think I made it okay.
Where
Oh,
I
at?
think it was live stream, wasn't it?
I don't know if they're live streaming or just recording it, but I know they were going to town.
Yeah.
They was in the White House.
That's
Yeah, in
the
the
Senate
Capitol
building.
Senate building, yeah.
And one of the more important chambers that they question people and shit.
Darren say we can have that happen in the White House, but we can't find out where the cocaine come from.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, in the White House.
I just like how every kid in America is walking around with an iPhone that takes pictures better than anything going. But the government surveillance pictures, F-16 pictures, anything that's important is still grainy and inconclusive.
Yeah.
But the best thing about it, that guy was sitting there whining and crying and saying it was because of you homophobes is why he was doing that.
Yeah. No.
people like that need a fucking life.
See, there we go. People again.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's with this people shit?
People like that. That person, whoever it is. I don't know who the fucking person is.
That's like the other day, man. I had to run to. Oh, I had to take the cat to the vet for a blood work, and man, I had to go at lunchtime. And everybody that's mooching is out and about. You know what I mean? So I go and I'm talking to the lady, and she like just doesn't get it that the door doesn't open the right way. She's like, "Oh no, it opens this way." She's pulling and pulling and pulling. I'm like, "No, it goes in." And I go to press in. She's like, "I wanted to do it." And she smacked me out of the way and like pushed the door open. I'm like, "Look, man, that's it." I went into the lady at the vet. I said, "Look, I just need to get her blood work done so I get the hell out of here." I'm peopled out already. Like, that's it for the week. I'm peopled out. I just can't. Sheesh.
Like we were discussing before in the beginning of the show, people suck.
I couldn't get over it. I mean, she's older than me, and I don't understand.
Oh, that's a typical fucking Karen for you.
No.
Yeah.
Thinking I was just helping you. If I really didn't want to help you, I'd just smash your fucking head right into the son of a
Shit.
Chuck. You got video?
Oh, yeah, the video. Hang on. Hang on 1 second.
Faster, shut your mouth.
comes
I
next
never
of
released
this
no video.
out here, because this just
Let's start
help us
again.
kind of triage this thought process, or the what comes next of this out here, because this just out of Colorado comes next of this out here, because this just out of Colorado kind of setting the scene for what's going to eventually get kicked into the Supreme Court, we believe, and now ultimately has some broader election implications. What would you be watching for?
Well, first of all, I should emphasize that the decision here in Minnesota, my home state in Michigan, was not in favor of Donald Trump on the core issue here about disqualification under 14th Amendment, Section 3. The Minnesota and Michigan courts simply allowed the Republican Party to put Donald Trump on the ballot for the primary if they so chose, and then would address the disqualification issues for the general election. The Colorado Supreme Court chose a different tack, which I think is a lot fairer to the Republican Party, which is to decide the issue now. Is Donald Trump qualified to be president of the United States, or is he disqualified for insurrection under 14th Amendment, Section 3? The Colorado Supreme Court answered that question in the affirmative. This gives the Republican Party and voters in Republican primaries, which will include myself in Minnesota, where independents are allowed to vote in primaries of the two major parties, the opportunity to select a different candidate, a candidate who is not disqualified from public office, who did not participate in insurrection, whether it's Governor Nikki Haley or someone else whose policies would very much conform with the Republican platform without the baggage that Donald Trump would bring into office with 4 criminal indictments, 91 felony counts that have to be tried either before or after the election. So this is an opportunity for the Republican Party to look at other candidates. And so we can have an election in November where there are 2 real choices in front of voters, 2 candidates who voters respect as people who are loyal to America, but have different perspectives on what we ought to do as a matter of tax.
That's the, I don't know, he's from Minnesota. I just can't get around the way he's talking. He must have had a stroke or something.
Policy, immigration policy, and trade policy and the like. And so hopefully that's where this is going to go. We'll see what the United States Supreme Court does. There are a number of options. They could simply let Colorado do what they will on this, saying this is a reasonable interpretation of 14th Amendment, Section 3, but not impose this decision on the other 49 states. The Supreme Court could go the other way and simply say Donald Trump is disqualified from office in all 50 states on the ballot. Or, yes, the Supreme Court could side with Donald Trump and say that he's not an insurrectionist, that he can be on the ballot in November, despite his upcoming criminal trials, 2 of which are directly related to the insurrection of January 6th.
And Richard, so do you think this becomes a trend then that we see from the states? Is this a move by Colorado that then other states would follow? Where do you think things go from here in terms of that perspective?
Well, some states may choose to follow. Some states may choose the route that Minnesota and Michigan did, which is to allow Donald Trump to be on the primary ballot, but then address this again with respect to the general election. I don't think that approach is fair to the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party is entitled to have this decided now. In all 50 states, I believe Donald Trump should be disqualified for the ballot. I think the Supreme Court should make that decision in early January so the Republican Party has an opportunity to move on. But we have yet to see what the Supreme Court does, and other states will have a number of options or fewer options depending on what the Supreme Court says in January.
It's an historic.
And that's basically what we're looking at. Seems to me that if they didn't convict him of insurrection, that they shouldn't be able to do that.
Well, the common sense says, innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't indicted or even charged with insurrection.
But think of the genius that actually went after it and dug all the way back to the Civil War to find the law.
That was the whole purpose of that little piece, was to keep the Confederate heads of state out of anything important. We just got done fighting them. We didn't want them running shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there was no weapons. There was no actual overthrow. There was no occupation.
Yeah.
How can you have an insurrection? And then how can you overthrow yourself? Because he was still president.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how Nancy Pelosi figured out her daughter needed to be up there at the Capitol on that day to make a documentary.
Yeah, with a film crew, yeah.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't all that video be evidence?
You would think.
Wait, think or no?
Subpoena that in. They should subpoena that in is what they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite video was when they said that the crowd had rushed the Capitol Police and forced them into the building. No, they tear gassed themselves. That's why the police ran.
Yes, they did that before they was able to get any off into the crowd.
Yeah. They were gonna fire on the crowd, which was a bad idea. The crowd weren't doing anything. They were behind the barriers. And you can hear the guy load the round, close the weapon, and poop. Oh shit. They tear gassed themselves.
Yeah. But what about the 2 bombs that was dropped off that morning? Yep. One in front of the DNC office and one in front of the RNC office.
But that weren't worth pursuing.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Yeah. Well,
Person I've seen have a tour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
all that gun violence shit is annoying shit.
Yeah, but what is gun violence? Gun violence isn't what they're telling you.
No, gun violence, basically all that shit that like the news is talking about, where it's like, oh well, this person went to this place, shot up all like this whole place, killing multiple people, goes to jail, and then they wind up saying, oh, well, he has some type of mental illness. Oh, he has this, she has that. Like that doesn't excuse the fact that this person still went to that place and still did it.
But in a liberal mind, it does.
I'm not talking about this because I had two friends that were brutally shot and killed in broad daylight. One of them that I'm still mourning for, because that impacted me a lot. I'm just saying all this because all this gun violence needs to just stop. Okay, I'm not saying take away the guns. I'm not. I'm just saying don't do something stupid by sitting there, okay, driving up to somebody or going to someplace with a gun, pulling it out, cocking it, and just shooting. There's a time and a place to sit there and use a gun. And a majority of these people, the way they're using it, it's unacceptable and uncalled for.
Yeah, but it's like anything else in this world. If you misuse alcohol, if you misuse your car, if you misuse a knife, the problem is punishment. Nobody's being punished for this.
And Jim, that's what you and I discuss almost every time.
And you've got to remember too, the rest of the country's not like the area where you're living at.
That's true.
And that's why myself and my friend that I'm still mourning for, me, her mother, and her family are still trying to do everything in our power to end the gun violence. Because if nobody's doing anything about this, gun violence isn't going to stop.
What color is your state?
Blue.
That I don't know.
Deep blue.
Purple.
Purple, yeah.
Royal blue.
But no, it's you're not going to stop any kind of violence without punishment. I kind of tend to lean really strict.
Yeah.
I'm a broken window guy. I believe if a kid breaks the window, you put the boots to him, he'll learn.
Yeah.
You don't slap these people on the wrist. No bail. Turn them out. How many people have they turned out for shoplifting and such that commit the same crime 3 times in one day?
Or that
And all they get is
I
their
have no
name.
idea. Well, all I do know is the people who did kill my friend at 3:30 May 9th of 2022, I believe from what my friend's mother had told me, because she wound up adopting me as one of her own kids. From what I was told, I believe they gave the people who killed my friend, I think 20 years to life or some shit like that, because of what they did. Because that, in all honesty, that was basically manslaughter in a way. If you really think about it, killing somebody in broad daylight.
I agree with NorCal.
Me too.
It's not gun, it's human violence. Stop bringing the tool into the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's happening with a lot of different weapons, not just guns.
Yeah.
But the guns they want to ban aren't the ones that's a problem anyway.
Well, it's like the add-on of the hate crime.
Started on hate.
They've got to have a special word for each individual deal because, people are better put in boxes.
Yeah.
Outlaw Tobacco Company.
Outlaw.
Oh, is it that time?
I'm going to go ahead and try it out, and we can keep talking politics while I'm doing this. Hang on. I don't remember how to do that. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at him like an old redneck.
Damn.
Yeah, I
I
quit
remember
dipping.
basic training. We had this young Texan kid, big guy, just a horse of a man. He would come back. We'd run back. He was allowed 3 times a day you could smoke after each meal. Only if you got back before the drill sergeant did. So you'd eat your meal real quick, run back to the barracks, and he would, I can't wait for my dip. He'd take like half of that can, his lip, just for a 15-minute, dip. I couldn't believe it. It was just like, that's ridiculous.
So it's not a pouch.
Mm-mm.
Let's
I
see.
ain't raw dogging.
Let's see it. Oh, yep. Just regular loose snuff, huh?
Mhm.
Wintergreen,
Yep. Tastes a lot like Skull.
the only acceptable
Cold.
flavor. Wintergreen.
It's all right. Pour you a little cherry vodka in it. It'll be good.
This
Yeah.
is made without nicotine and without tobacco at all. This has vitamin B3 as a kicker instead of nicotine.
What do you think? About 30 minutes?
Oh, if that. I mean, we'll see.
You have a countdown timer on your little box?
No. That is ship. It does kick. It really does kick.
But does it get that burn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm getting a burn.
That's what you're supposed to have. Hey, did you put your paper towels in your cup properly?
Yep.
Gonna say they kick you out of Texas, boy.
Yeah. No, my family was here for a long time. We make the rules. Yuck. This shit tastes good though.
That's what she said.
The current leader of the FTA is named, what's his, Robert Califf. A bipartisan trio. Wait a minute. Let me bring this up on the screen. A bipartisan trio of U.S. senators has sent a letter to FTA Commissioner Robert Califf urging him to reform the agency's tobacco product application process and asking him to explain and clarify the FDA's approach to nicotine product regulation. They're basically coming down and say, look, you've been doing this for a few years now. How come you only approved like a handful of products?
Well, that only makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, they sent that. They sent the letter on December 13th. It's signed by Republican Senators Ted Budd and Rand Paul and a Democrat, Joe Manchin.
What happened about Joe? He's not running again, so he's
No.
done.
Now, what happened?
Promise.
You know, they're getting,
Vinny.
yeah, they're getting after the FDA about dragging their feet with all the tobacco stuff, vaping and all that.
He's not a horrible guy for being on the other side of the aisle. You know what I mean?
Manchin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not running anymore. I think our governor's trying to get a spot. I think Justice is trying to get a spot, I think.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know, man. He's like a rhino almost. You know what I mean? Because he was Democrat and then now he's Republican, and he's just, I don't know. He did good for here during all the COVID crap, for making the state make money and earn money to where everybody else was whatever. You know, it seemed like we were the last one to actually get any numbers. You know what I mean? Going on about things. But he didn't follow suit on a lot of the stuff. You know, he wasn't forcing anybody to do anything he didn't want to do, type stuff. I mean, but he's a coal man. You know what I mean? That's where he's at, because he owns companies and stuff like that to deal with coal, and he come from coal.
Yeah.
I
But
can
listen-
respect as long as he's true to who he is. I really don't care about your politics as long as you're not a crook and you ain't stupid.
Right.
No.
Yeah, he didn't want to follow along with a lot of the shit that was going on at the Capitol, for sure. Like, he made
In other
sure.
words, he knew right from wrong. He knew what was right. He knew what was wrong.
Mhm.
And I mean, Manchin, even though he's the other side, he kind of doesn't want to go along with that bullshit either. Like he always challenges the status quo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but
they want
he would bend. He was wishy-washy.
he would bend the thing. I mean, one thing he did stand up for, which I was happy that he did, because I think he's got an office here local or something like that. But he did write me back when I asked him about the RPM Act.
Yeah. And
the RPM Act was the EPA against, saying that any production vehicle that was put out cannot be used for racing and all that crap and everything, like EPA stuff or shit. So he fought against it. I mean, of course, we didn't win, but hey, it doesn't stop everything, and it doesn't create a big loophole. But there are things that's making them think that, hey, maybe we should take a back seat on this for a little bit. Challenge some other things. Let's go after the diesel stuff first. Speaking of which, Audi is halting their EV production.
wow.
Really?
They're putting it in the back burner for now. They're not going to go forward with any more of them yet.
Oh, that just makes them smart. Every auto industry is losing money on EV.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, just think of how much of that stuff you got to dig out of the ground and how much diesel fuel did that big earth mover have to put through.
Yep.
You're not even carbon neutral right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now talk to me about recycling. How do you
Yeah.
recycle these battery packs that come out of these cars?
Well, they
know?
don't. They just put the cars out in the field. They've got fields full of this shit in France. They've got them in China.
That's like
Like what
small.
you said, you're not carbon neutral coming out of the gate.
Yeah.
And a small battery for that Tesla, it weighs 1,000 pounds on its own. The small battery, not even the big battery, not even for the Plaid or anything. You know what I mean? The small battery,
Damn.
1,000 pounds. It's like freaking $5,000 or $6,000 for that battery. Can you imagine the shipping on that battery as well?
Yep. Because they're
I
saying
mean-
the whole pack's about 50,000.
I mean, just to put it there, I mean, because somebody brought up a thing in our Audi group. There's a thing. It's got the highest mileage Tesla that's had to have 5 or 6 battery changes, and I forget what all else had to be done to the system overhauled on it just to make that many miles.
Yep.
It's crazy. Now I think Audi's more interested in doing their what was it? It's not acetone. Now I can't. Maybe it is acetone that you're talking about fueling the car off of.
Huh. No, there's plenty of other ways. Electric makes politicians in China rich.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you don't force it, man. That's something that's got to come naturally. 'Cause I'm sorry, man. Electric would have been cool if they'd have stayed on it since 1911.
Exactly. If they'd have been developing it all these years, we would be in a better place.
Yeah.
But the technology is not there. Most applications that I need a truck for, electric isn't going to work for me,
No.
especially where I live.
China's taking a hit because their rival to Tesla is a company called XPEV. Their stocks have taken a crap. They're getting roadblock after roadblock in China. And so competitor from over there is already having issues. They're having major issues. They just can't sell the cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hybrid would make a way better choice. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Than
Yeah.
I could be on board with a hybrid. Yep.
And what happened to the compressed natural gas?
I don't know. A
Yeah,
lot
but
of our
if we invested a little bit of research into hydrogen, what was wrong with biodiesel?
Well, Toyota, I mean, was doing hydrogen. Or not too long ago, and as a matter of fact, they were talking with Elon Musk, and I thought they were going to come up with something.
yeah.
But before the Biden regime, big oil ran everything, so we have to, have gas-powered cars. Now the Biden regime's making money on China and electric. That's the push.
That's the big
And
push.
because they've got all these little libtards believing global.
Let's hard.
And
I don't know what
US
gas
Steel-
way. I think ours is down to like 302. Like we're getting close to being under $3 right before the holiday. Like this happened around Thanksgiving too. Around the holiday, it came down to like 2 something, and I think
Yep.
all the sheet stuff around here were going down to like $1.89 or something like that but it was the ethanol. It wasn't the regular gas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a couple rural farms around here that has pure gas. No ethanol whatsoever in it, pure gas. That stuff's like $4.53 a gallon.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I was paying $3.89 just 3 weeks ago. Now it's down. Some gas stations was $3.14 the other day.
Yeah, I paid $3.09 here the other day. But
Just weird. Day it goes down. Usually holidays they would go up.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Just weird, man.
Thank you.
All right, I'll stop, Chuck.
No.
Father thinks he has jokes.
The warning shot above the bow.
No, but gas should not even be anywhere near the price it's
Gas
at.
shouldn't be an issue.
Huh. Especially after finding out there's more and more facts getting out, like science stuff and shit, where they're showing them that these places they thought they'd sucked all the oil out, it filled back up with oil.
Yeah, we'll figure.
That's why like whenever I'm over in Thesis's room on Saturdays when we do our Wick and Chill, they talk about every now and then he'll bring up that subject about peak oil. And I call bullshit on that because we don't know how far down we can drill. You know what I mean? We can only drill so far. We don't have anything else that's able to drill beyond.
Yep.
So even like we get on the subject too about everything you're taught in school is a hypothesis. It's not even real. Like you don't know what the core looks like. We don't know what's down below, whatever. Like it's just a theory.
Somebody just thinks they know, and then all of a sudden,
Well, that was that evil old John D. Rockefeller's wanted to talk about it like, it's fossil fuels that's gonna run out. So let's scare the people and make it cost more.
They coined it.
Yeah.
That's how they coined it. But I mean, who's to say that oil is not a byproduct of something that happens below where we can drill? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bats were saying, what about nuclear?
Nuclear is a good alternative.
We dropped the ball on nuclear. We should have been in a lot of research and time and effort into nuclear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we should have spent a lot more time on that.
Yeah, but get back to that, what Vinny was saying, Grecian fire. They were using the bismuth asphalt that was coming up out of the ground, and they were the only ones that had it, and everybody freaked out. With the napalm of the day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Bachelor. Nuclear is one of the cleanest.
Yeah, but what was it? 3 Mile Island.
3 Mile Island, but that was the officials' fault. They just shouldn't have lied to the people.
Yeah.
They should let everybody know everything that was going on step by step. Because it wasn't that big of a deal. Yes, it was a big deal, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But it was the lying, it was the runaround, it was the half answers, half truths.
Yeah. And those people who were against it, they could have been encouraged to be against it by oil companies.
Right.
Well, that's it. I mean, especially back then, because big oil was the king.
Mm-hmm.
But they went ahead and tore all that down, and it takes 30 years to build one plant.
Yep.
And that's not a big one.
And then they run them for a couple of years and close them down.
Yeah.
Yep.
We used to be able to make bombs out of them.
Yeah, Maine Yankee, I knew nuclear plant. It was the greatest thing. It ran a few days and done. Well, it seemed like days. I'm sure it's a couple of years. But.
So Greg Abbott signed a bill yesterday that makes entering Texas illegally a state crime.
Yes, God love him.
Yep.
The only problem is he doesn't have the power to deport, but he can by making it a state law, arrest and detain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and he doesn't have to cooperate with the feds.
Oh, doesn't have to include the feds with it.
Yep. Feds dragging their legs.
Well, just what today or yesterday, the record number 12,200 people at one port of entry, Eagle Pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's ridiculous. And they were told by the Biden administration to let them go without tracking or confirmation papers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they did let out the numbers for the back cases. They've only got 3 million.
3
so
million
far.
backed up, yeah.
Yeah. Some people are saying, "Oh, here you go. Here's a number to call. See you in 10 years."
Yeah, I don't understand. It's only for the destruction of America. Only. There's no other reason to let 15 million people into this country, free and clear.
Well,
yeah.
we always knew that we would not be destroyed by any other outside force. It would have to come from within.
Yeah.
Well, the easiest way to destroy a nation is from within.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to destroy a nation, really. Because you can pound at it, at its borders, you can attack, but if you get them from within, if you divide, get that vicious kid, and they've done it. And I mean, we were talking about it earlier too. They've divided us: black, white, red, yellow. They divided us right, left, conservative, liberal. Now they're attacking individual, like the Catholic Church is going through a division now because the Pope okayed blessing gay couple.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you're messing with a 2,000+ year religion. Don't do that.
Yep.
You don't have to condemn them, but don't change shit. But now you're going to have a rift in the Catholic Church.
The Catholics knew about messing with them Jesuits.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they're just dividing everything that we have. They're putting a wedge in.
Divide.
I mean, even the alphabet mafia are fighting amongst themselves now.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter are turning on each other. Antifa's turning on each other.
Not wrong, brother.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the parents with teenagers nowadays. We were just the normal problem. Turn that down.
Yeah.
Growing up in the 70s, it was fun. Answer to everything was always no.
Yeah.
You knew it.
Anyway.
And you still asked anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, what I've got to report about this dip, it kicks ass. Seriously, my focus got sharper in the last 10 minutes or so. I like it.
Damn, you got to send some to the White House.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to release something like that to him?
Putting your lid in your pencil, or
a little bit.
Whoa. Run, Miss Gail, run.
Okay, I want to announce something too. We're going to be taking off for the next 2 weeks, and we'll be back on Wednesday, the 10th of January, because I've been doing this now for 2 years, and I'm ready for a little break.
And not only that, man, gives everybody time to spend time with families and stuff for the holidays.
Yep. So
he's got to find new equipment to screw up the show with next year.
There's always something.
Screenshot your settings.
Yeah, really. I'll save the profile, back it up.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, you got a joke for us?
There.
I might have. Let's see. 3 guys. They're in a car crash. They die. They're standing at the pearly gates. St. Peter giving them the speech. And then he goes, well, we'd like to know, what would you like to hear people say at your funeral? Well, guy number 1, he steps up. He says, I'd like to hear everybody say how great of a father I was, how good of a husband I was, and how I really, made a difference. Second guy steps up. He says, well, I'd like people to say what a good friend I was. I was there and the times were tough. I always had your back. Third guy walks up. He says, I want him to say, look, he's moving.
Oh, hey. Hey. Oh, God. Hey, Chuck, Misfit Steve sent you a comment.
Oh yeah, Misfit. Yeah, we can bring you in sometime. That'd be great.
Is
If
there?
it's people, get in touch with your people.
Yeah, we'll do lunch.
Yes, sir.
And anybody who wants to join us after the show in Zoom, you're welcome to. Here's the link in chat now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Steve, we wouldn't mind having you on the show sometime, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And those that don't show up in Zoom, everybody, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry
And a happy-
Christmas,
My
folks.
friend's mother,
And Happy New Year.
who's the head of the gun violence. Shout out to my friend's mother, Mama Love.
Hey, party hard, but be safe, please.
Don't be stupid.
Stop gun violence.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. God bless. Say a prayer for America.